Now let's get into how I got to know myself during this process. The first thing, and I think I mentioned this in the last episode, was exploring my true desires. The first step with this was removing outside influences for a moment. I was more intentional with finding quiet spaces, and I was off social media, so I wasn't influenced by anything I saw online. I was free from distractions, and I was able to get in touch with what I truly wanted without the influence of others. I started with a simple exercise, making a likes and dislikes list. One thing about me, I'd be in that journal. I grabbed my notebook, and I made 2 columns. One side was for the things I liked, and the other side was for the things I didn't. I thought about everything: food, hobbies, music, places, to bigger life decisions like career and lifestyle choices. I kept it casual. It wasn't about making the right choice, but about getting in touch with my preferences. And throughout the process of disconnecting and being intentional about finding quiet places, I paid attention to what felt good. I started to notice what activities or situations made me feel happy, energized, or calm, and I would write about it in my notes whenever I recognized these moments. It was small things like working out, my favorite breakfast recipe, or my favorite areas to walk around. These are the clues to the things that make you genuinely happy. And like I mentioned, I keep a journal with me, so rightfully so. Engaging in self-reflection was one of the ways that I got to know myself again. I started a journal practice probably in October of 2021, and I've kept it up ever since. I go month by month. Some days I'm in it every day. Some days I miss a day, but I make space for myself to write freely. Majority of the time, I just do end of the day recaps where I'm going over what my day was, what I liked, what I didn't like, how I feel, and just checking in with myself, making sure I'm good. Or if something came up that I noticed about myself, for example, when I first started to kick the habit of people pleasing, I would go on my journal and ask myself, what would I do if I didn't worry about disappointing anyone? It's literally as simple as that. Your best answers are gonna come from yourself. Meditation is another good way to self-reflect, and so is therapy. Big advocate for therapy, but if you can't join therapy and you're not really into meditation, that journal should be there for you. And lastly, to really get to know myself, I created new routines. I identified the habits that I used to do out of people-pleasing, like saying yes to everything. I would choose a small new habit to replace it with. For example, I would overcommit, so I replaced that habit with checking my schedule before I agreed to do something. The next thing I did was introduce a hobby that I really enjoyed doing, which was reading for me. It was something I loved to do as a child that I kind of lost sight of, but it was one of the things that I brought back during this process. This could be something that's creative like painting or active like working out. It's about creating a habit that allows you to connect with yourself daily.